La policía, abre la puerta.
Early morning, and dozens of police officers descend on 4 blocks of high-density apartments and homes on Cedar and Evergreen, the heart of Santa Ana. Their target? Members of 2 gangs battling over the neighborhood's drug sales.
We determined that we had well over 1,300 calls for service in a calendar year within this geographic area, which is rather large for an area that is this small.
We have essentially a 4-block area that has 2 rival gangs fighting for the rights to occupy this area to control the drug trade. This is one of the last open market drug areas in Santa Ana.
La policía.
Police hit 34 homes during Wednesday's parole sweep, searching for guns and drugs.
Last year we had an investigation where we had an actual search warrant for this residence, and after a good search of the vehicle here, we found a handgun. One of the detectives found a handgun in here. That's why we're checking this location today again.
Officers make 6 arrests, and the high visibility sweep sends an important message.
It sends a message to the gangs that we're aware that they are out here committing crimes and that we're not going to sit by and watch this happen, that we are going to be watching them whether they know it or not. We're going to conduct operations and we're going to take them into custody for anything we can.
The multi-agency sweep is part of a bigger effort to eradicate gang influence and make a long-term impact. But the war on gangs and the fear they bring to the streets isn't limited to big cities like Santa Ana. It's become a growing suburban problem. And the path to gang life can start as early as 11 years old.
I started packing when I was like 12 or 13, like 7th or 8th grade. And then I got locked up my first time when I was about 14, you know, for guns and stuff like that. And then after that, it was just in and out. And
one 14-year-old gang member told the Register that he was jumped in at 12 and since then has been arrested for a mugging, graffiti, and for carrying a gun.
You gonna blast your neighborhood on there someday?
Probably.
You know that's forever, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, in case I catch a blood or something.
This trend of escalating crime is common for gang members.
How many hits would you say you went on?
I would say about 15. Not all of them were successful, like we didn't every time, but at least 15. For one point, it was like every other day we would try to go and find somebody, you know?
To combat this, police rely on intelligence and documentation. It can give them an edge on the streets and force convicted gang members to serve more time behind bars.
Being a gang member is not against the law. However, committing crimes for the benefit of a gang would be illegal and subject to more enhancements under the law.
We see an 85% mandatory time that will be served, which is great for our community. So the active participants or the gang members, they don't want to admit to these things simply because they don't want to do 85% of their time.
With enhancements and effective policing, discouraging people from gangs is a win for police and the community.
You don't want to look up to that lifestyle, you know? Yeah, it might look cool when you're growing up, but it's not. It's not cool. You're gonna either end up in prison or you're gonna end up dead or it's stupid. And yes, I would do everything different.